Let's look at the environment as a security concern.
Yep.
Climate change is now upon us very clearly. Everywhere
Yep.
that you see, February in Delhi is getting warmer and warmer, which
Yep.
wasn't the case earlier. And I'm sure similar things are happening. Weather patterns are changing everywhere. How much of climate change mitigation, environmental disasters, or their mitigation occupies in the policy space in Australia and in the Indo-Pacific for you?
It's a huge preoccupation for us. Our near abroad to our east is focused on our Pacific Island partners, and the threat of climate change is no longer science fiction for them. I mean, the science tells us that by 2100, there is a good chance that 5 of those countries will become uninhabitable. That's a huge challenge for them, and we work with them and with others to try to help them manage those challenges by providing resilience to their own economies, to provide infrastructure which will protect their societies from the worst outrages of climate change. And the other thing that we're doing is that Australia is putting itself forward together with the islands of the South Pacific Forum to be the host of the UNFCCC meeting next year. And that is a demonstration of the way in which we want to bring Pacific voices, which have so much to tell about climate change, to the world, and try to do more to support them as they deal with that difficult challenge.
That's great to know, because I think Australia, as a big country in the region, has that responsibility to take the lead and help them. And I'm sure India is also doing something similar in the region, trying to do with you.
It absolutely is, and we're seeing Mr. Modi's government do more and more in our neighbourhood, the South Pacific, and we warmly welcome that. And we work with our Indian partners to help ensure that the interventions that they make that can have the most bang for buck, if you like. So that's an area on which we're doing even more bilaterally.
That's good to know. Let me move from that to humanitarian aid and humanitarian assistance to Middle East,
Yep.
to Gaza, and the conflict that is ongoing there, maybe halted for a bit right now. What has been Australia's policy there, and what are you doing there, doing in that region to support?
Well, in policy terms, like India, we believe that the only sustainable solution to this is a two-state solution in which both of these countries, the state of Israel and the state of Palestine, would be able to live together in peace on defined boundaries. That's always been Australia's position, but I think the events of the last year and a half have only quickened our belief that we need to work as an international community towards that as much as we can. And India and Australia are close partners in that regard. We've of course supported the efforts that others have made to find this ceasefire, and Qatar, Egypt, and the United States have been congratulated for the efforts that they've made. A couple of things that we're doing. Firstly, we are deeply engaged in humanitarian relief, and I think we're now up to $95 million in the humanitarian relief to the region as a result of this crisis. But the other thing that Australia is doing is we are leading a group of countries which have developed a declaration on the support of humanitarian personnel. Right. And countries from 5 continents are involved in this effort, and it's terribly important because we have seen threats to humanitarian personnel in the context of this war, which has seen so much disaster. And we are trying to underline that in amongst all of the other concerns, and obviously we have deep concern for the Palestinians who've been affected in Gaza, but the support for humanitarian personnel to allow them to do their work, to be able to get essential relief supplies to people in distress is absolutely crucial.
True, and I think also health concerns which are taken care of by the humanitarian assistance there. But since we are on the subject of conflicts, what's your sense on the Russia-Ukraine conflict? Where is it headed?
I think I'm going to mostly pass on that. I mean, okay. But I don't know where that is going, and India will have probably better insights into where that might go from your perspective. I would say that from our perspective, our effort is to support Ukraine and to put Ukraine in the best position in which it can negotiate some sort of way forward with Russia on this. That remains our overriding effort.